Greetings, gamers. So, this background gameplay, let's just say this is peak Dead by Daylight. Essentially, I am half asleep right now, and I had to play a match real fast of Chaos Shuffle for background gameplay, so I'm playing DBD on not a lot of sleep, so as you'll see in this background gameplay, I do not play very well. But if you talk shit, I will cry. And you don't want me to cry. I mean, come on now. That'd be vile and evil. So don't comment anything mean about my gameplay. Alright, enjoy the video. So, this is going to be a bit more sassy than most of my videos, because I'm genuinely frustrated with the state of the Dead by Daylight community. Not because of teabagging or tunneling or whatever, but because of the rampant amount of rage quitting that's been happening. A lot of you know that I've already made a video about disconnecting, and while I feel like I got my feelings across pretty well in that video, here I come again to be cranky with complete strangers on the internet. Last time I made a video about this, most people agree with what I had to say for the most part. But I did forget to mention that there are some reasons that I think are actually pretty valid to disconnect. Some people just cannot play against certain killers because of past traumas, phobias, or overstimulated killers like the Doctor, for an example. I really do think that if you don't have sympathy for these people, you might just be a bit of a jerk. The unfortunate thing, though, is that it's at a point where whenever I see somebody disconnect, I just automatically assume they just flung their controller through a wall. I am a big advocate of accessibility options being added into Dead by Daylight, so these players will have some way to get around some of their issues. We saw a huge step forward in accessibility when the clown had that awful motion sickness change a while ago. Also, I want to make a brief mention to people with terrible internet access. There's an argument to be made that having bad internet is more of a pain in the ass for everyone else in the lobby, but I think not letting people play a relatively casual game just because they don't have 60 ping or less is a bit unfair. I also want to say that yes, killer players do give up too, but the reason why nobody clowns killer players as much is because literally all that happens when a killer quits is that the survivor laughs and then everybody goes next. When a survivor quits, the other 3 players are stuck in a miserable match and the killer is bored out of their mind. This is not a weird us versus them argument, it's about people going next on hook within the first 3 minutes of the game. Mostly though, people's reasons they give for rage quitting are genuinely the goofiest things. To start off today, I want to cover what I find to be the most common defense for baby raging. Look at any creator's comment section and you'll see people saying, "Oh, I bought the game, I can do what I want." And you know what? You're right, you did buy the game, and you can do what you want. But at what point do people realize that they've just quit in the past 7 matches, and at what point do you just stop playing in the game completely? Also, the person who dared to load into a match as Skull Merchant also bought the game. I don't really see how this argument holds any weight, because most people who play the game bought it. Unless you're like me and you got the game for free in 2018, in which case, wow, you are so old. So if people have this mentality of, I can do what I want, at what point does behavior need to step in and put the children in timeout? Well, about 6 months ago would have been nice, but that didn't happen, so at this point, what can actually be done? The main and probably best fix I think could work is something a lot of people put forward. You need to move the attempts to self-escape from the hook to the final 10 seconds. Nobody is coming for you, and you need to take a shot or else you'll be eaten by the big angry spider god. In my last video about this, I said that removing the self-unhook would hurt the identity of the game. But I don't think that simply moving the unhook attempt to the end would hurt the game much at all, so let's go ahead and do that first. Now, that's not enough to stop people just AFKing under hooks once they get saved, so that would end up being the next problem. Because quite frankly, if people don't want to play the game, you can't stop them. However, this is at least something that's reportable, so if done enough, these players would end up getting banned, which hey, that's a win for everyone. With these 2 small changes, I think it would cut down a bit on the baby rage, but people who don't want to play the game simply won't play. However, allow me to give a very short guide on what to do if you're not enjoying the match you are in. There is a feature in the pause menu. It says, leave match. Use that and at least leave your team with a bot to help them out. Eventually, these people won't be able to continue disconnecting because their penalties will climb to the point where they have to stop playing for at least an hour or 2. I'm really not much of a doomer when it comes to Dead by Daylight, but at this point we have to consider the disconnecting problem something that is actively hurting the game. And while this is absolutely not an original stance that I made, but rather something I heard the fake Bennett say, if the player wave we get with FNAF doesn't keep a lot of the new players invested in the game, then Dead by Daylight will be in a bad spot or dying. I didn't really agree for a while, but now I'm starting to think that the game is in a worse spot than it's been in a while, and it's not because of balance, or killer strength, or survivor perk strength, or Swift, or whatever people blame it on. It's simply because of people just refusing to play the game. I'm really not trying to be one of those DBD creators who are constantly doom and gloom, but I genuinely do think that the DCing is reaching a point where behavior needs to step in. I personally have had people disconnect. Recently, on stream, you can watch the VOD still, when I was playing Freddy with no slowdown and Dream Pallets, and they chose the map. They disconnected on first down against that. People will quit against literally the weakest thing in the game at this point. This goes past simple survivor main or killer main entitlement. This goes straight into throwing a baby fit because the other team didn't just let you win. I'm telling you, I've been in so many gaming communities and I have never seen people so quick to disconnect like they are in DBD. It doesn't even matter if you're dead. Someone goes down for the first time and they're gone. It's at a point where I don't even want to play solo survivor anymore, and that was one of my favorite ways to play just because it's chaotic. But it's not chaotic when I know for a fact as soon as Ashley Applesauce 27 goes down across the map, she's going to go next on hook because the killer dared play trickster. But yeah, I don't know guys, behavior has to step in because it's getting really bad. So let me know what you think behavior should do to fix this issue. Don't tell me it's not an issue because it is an issue. Solo queue Survivor is genuinely just about unplayable because of this. It is very much an issue, and I think maybe the biggest issue Dead by Daylight's had since 3-genning? I don't know, I'd have to really think about it. But that's going to be all for today. The community Discord as well as my Twitch are linked in the description. Let me know what you would do to fix the issue in the comments below. Try and keep it somewhat realistic. You can't IP ban people for disconnecting. That'd be very funny though. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,500 subscribers, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.